These young people are taking the first few steps in what will be the adventure of a lifetime. They are walking a trail worn bare by the feet of the Ojibwa Indians and voyageurs hundreds of years ago. The Ojibwa and the voyageurs and thousands of contemporary travelers have carried around this beautiful creek and rapids to gain entry to the millions of acres of wilderness canoe country beyond. These waters flow toward them from the lakes which will be the homes of these young people for the next few days. They put their gear into the canoes on the other side of the portage, and they will paddle off into the wilderness world that will stay with them for a lifetime. One nation. This adventure began only a few short months ago in a planning meeting of this troop. These scouts and their adult leaders wanted to take their annual high-adventure trip to canoe country. They called Williams and Hall Wilderness Guides and Outfitters in Ely, Minnesota, who provided the total trip package for Troop 507 of Medina, Ohio. Please meet Blaine Hall, co-owner of Williams and Hall Wilderness Guides and Outfitters.
At Williams and Hall, we've come to specialize in youth groups. You'll see in this particular presentation that we follow a Boy Scout troop through its orientation process and actually out into the woods. But please be assured that we handle many groups every year: 4-H, community, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, religious, doesn't matter. We love them all here, and you'll see from the facilities and services that our place is particularly suited for youth groups. From the minute your youth groups arrive here at our base on Moose Lake, our staff is totally committed to making sure that they are thoroughly prepared for their wilderness canoeing experience. We'll check them into their overnight accommodations, and then we'll immediately begin our orientation process that ensures each of your youth are comfortable with their gear and equipment, their food, and in particular with the safety aspects of canoeing here in the Boundary Waters. Then we'll make sure that everyone is thoroughly familiar with the routes and the country that they're going to cover. Everything is dedicated and oriented to making sure that your youth are able to enjoy a safe and fun adventure here in the Boundary Waters. Okay guys, come on down here. On down to these benches. We always love to see Buckeyes come to the Northwoods. There's a few of us that got high-centered up here and didn't quite make it back to Ohio, so it's good to have you all come up here. Just by raise of hands, where are our veterans here? Who's been on a Boundary Water canoe trip before? The veterans should be used as consultants and as sage veterans to sit around the campfire and tell stories, remember their old trips. Equipment, canoes, food, not that you care about food, but just in case. And finally, we're going to do some routing. When you come to talk to us about routing, it would be great if you guys have discussed your trip a little bit. I'm sure you have. You're in groups and so forth. And you know, we'll try, and if you want to go someplace you've been before, we might just be able to point out some things that are different. If you want to try some new country, we'll have some ideas for you as far as that goes too.
The boys and their leaders have been divided into their 4 separate trip groups for orientation to their equipment, their menus and food packs, and to canoeing and canoe safety. Let's drop in on a short part of each one of these orientation sessions.
And each of these side poles has 4 sections that go into a long straight pole, and the one across the top has 3 sections. It's shorter, it's curved, so you can tell it's the top one. And then set it up like you see here, pull that over the top. And then there's still 2 single section extension poles left. Each one's about this long, and they just slide on the ends here. And then when you put the rainfly on, there's an S-hook over each end, and this slides into those extension poles there. And an S-hook on each corner, slides into the bottom of the pole. And that's it. Then just put a stake in each corner and pull these side rings out as far as you can and put a stake in each one of these side rings here. Also in the in the gear pack is your cook kit, and it's just 3 aluminum pots stacked inside each other, and then there's a regular frying pan, and then I have a Coleman 2-burner white gas stove for you guys to take. We do ask if you cook over a fire, please soap the outside of the pots first, and there's some liquid soap in your food pack, just rub it on the outside.
Here you go.
Thank you.
This is for Troop 56.
Yep, that's the last of it.
Here at Williamson Hall, we provide the finest in fresh and freeze-dried food and equipment, all packed before you get here, according to your group's custom menu selections.
Okay, these are your 2 food packs right here. The first one, down this side right here, is your toilet paper, cleaning supplies, matches and fire starter, and your drinking bottles. Down the other side is your saw. Basically, it's just add hot water or cold water, and are you guys familiar with these at all? So you know different ways to do it. Okay.
How are they labeled?
Well, this is dinner 6, and tomorrow morning before you guys go, I'm putting in steaks and eggs, bacon. There's going to be lunch meat, cream cheese, regular American cheese, butter, and bread, bagels, and tortillas. Trail mix and raisins. There's enough for everyone in there.
3 things, and only 3 things that will hurt a canoeist. The first thing is drowning. We have done careful studies here in Minnesota, and we found out that under any condition, drowning is probably not good for your health. Okay? Now, it never ceases to amaze me how people delude themselves by thinking that if you can swim, you don't need to wear a life jacket. Yet, day after day, my canoes come back with the life jackets buckled around the seats. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, the next thing that doesn't make a lot of sense is metal boat, scout, graphite fishing pole in the middle of the lake in a lightning storm. Probably not a good thing. We've also come up with a good solution for that. What do you think? Get off the lake when the storm comes up. The last thing to talk to you about, and this is where most of our guys get in trouble up here, is wind. Okay? Can't be out in the water when there's big white caps rolling across the lake. And just like lightning, we have another solution. What would that be? Get off the water. The last thing, guys, is to come up with a good way to carry this thing. Left hand reach across. We're going to lift this up. Nope, oh, it's just right there. Back up. Put your hands up. Up. Got it?
Yeah.
Good. Turn around and just stand backwards right there. Get in the portage yoke. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Put your head in the middle, though. No. Yeah, right there. There you go. Get the pads on your shoulders. Curl your shoulders. Okay, you got it? There you go. Whoa, and back. Okay, wiggle it around a minute, and you'll find a balance point in that thing. Okay? Now, slide your hands all the way up there. Now, I, the stud that I am, carried all the packs, paddles, poles, life jackets, equipment across the portage, put it down, and now you gently lower the back end down till you hear gently, and then lower it in my hands, okay? Then come back, stand right where you were a minute ago. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna let down this way. We had 100% control up, we had 100% control down, no chance of dropping it.